The base roster of Ultimate is already packed to the brim with fan favorites, but everyone has their own characters that they would like to see. So let's see how my own top 5 stacked up. Ah, well, at least I got Dark Samus. Wait, that was only 4. What about number 5?
You never see it coming. You say that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done, but the time is hit you. You're not surprised.
Guess I can't be too upset, can I? I have to say that Sakurai made my job here a bit easier, because I'm going to be looking at the Fighter's Pass to try and deduce who our last 4 choices are going to be. So let's not delay this any longer and get right into it, shall we? While my favorite Kirby character got deconfirmed, it's certain that they'd want to throw some love to Star Allies in some fashion, which also added some fan favorites from the Kirby roster in as DLC. In this scenario, most people would mention Bandana Waddle Dee, and while I'm sure he'd be unique, for a typical Waddle Dee, it surprises me that Magolor is forgotten so easily. When we look at what's going for him, he's incredibly popular in Japan, Return to Dreamland was well received, and helped shape modern Kirby games into what they are today. He was playable in Star Allies via DLC, making him relevant, and he has the potential to be much more unique than Bandana Waddle Dee, considering he's a mage, which is a pretty barren archetype in the Smash roster currently. Star Allies even gave him a functional and unique moveset already, and if anything else is needed, just turn to Return to Dreamland. All that being said, I won't discredit Bandana Waddle Dee, seeing as he has the convenience of being a part of the main Kirby squad. He's a popular choice from the Smash community as a whole, and he has his own moveset from Star Allies to use as a reference, just like Magolor does. Overall, they both have enough going for them that I could see it going either way. The vague answer is what you're here for, though. So I'll have to say that while I would prefer Magolor, I do see Bandana Waddle Dee edging him out. Note before we begin, I haven't played Xenoblade 2, so this is pure speculation. I mean, most of this video is, but still, I feel like Pyra and Rex were, by default, the most predicted newcomers for Smash Ultimate. While the possibility of that has come and gone, with Rex being deconfirmed and made into a Mii costume, and I'd say that's for the better. Sakurai did say he enjoyed Xenoblade 2, and Nintendo are the ones making the list for DLC choices in the first place, so it's fair to assume that both parties will want to get more Xenoblade representation in the game with this Fighter Pass. In comes Xenoblade 2, Torn of the Golden Country, with new protagonist Adam, as well as Mithra, who has a slight redesign for Smash already. Since Pyra and Rex are unlikely now,
let's show them the bingo 3.
Thankfully, it only seems fitting to give this new duo a shot. And I say duo because I feel it's only fitting for Blade and Driver to work in tandem with one another. Now, I can't say how they'd play, as I haven't really played the game before. Totally didn't look that last thing up at all or anything. I'd have to imagine they'd function like an Ice Climbers-like duo, or switch off like Pokemon Trainer. Either way, I think this is the most obvious choice they could make. It definitely feels like there will be a spot dedicated to promoting an upcoming Nintendo title. My thoughts have changed a lot when writing this. Originally, I thought there were only 3 choices. Sylux to represent Metroid Prime 4, a Gen 8 Pokemon, or the dreaded Fire Emblem Three Houses rep, probably being Edelgard. However, when looking at all of these options, Metroid Prime 4 is being reworked from the ground up by Retro Studios, and Pokemon Gen 8 will be a late 2019 release at best. Even Corrin had half a year to settle in Japan before being added to Smash 4, so that doesn't bode well for Sylux or a new Pokemon. Which means there's only one option left.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Getting back on track, while I do like me some Fire Emblem,
If it wasn't obvious.
I hated Corrin's inclusion, as Fate was kinda trash.
What the fuck was that shit?
I somewhat doubt people will mind a character like Edelgard as much if Three Houses is actually good. But I know there will be many people who are just going to be angered by the fact that there's another rep, because, you know, too many swords. Thing is, she has an axe, and she seems to have more unique abilities, like magic and combat arts. Of course, we don't exactly know how those would function, but the devs would. Not only that, but Fire Emblem Three Houses is looking like it'll be released in the first half of 2019, which is incredibly favorable. We are in a place where we don't know enough info about her, but as long as Three Houses is a good title, and she ends up being unique, I'd be completely fine with her inclusion. Whether you like Fire Emblem, hate it, or just rather lukewarm on it, she's one of the most likely bets for the pass. Just try to give her and Three Houses a chance before jumping on the hate bandwagon, okay? Now, the final spot is going to be the hardest, because it's going to be a very vague section. I am of the opinion that many of the third parties are covered pretty well, aside from Square Enix and Bandai Namco. That being said, I don't believe any of these rumors with Square hold any ground, considering how difficult they've been to work with. I am sincerely doubting we'll get any further representation from them in Ultimate whatsoever. Which leaves Bandai Namco, or a new third party altogether. Well, Bandai Namco helped work on the game in the first place, and Joker already represents a new third party, so I'd say it's fair that they have priority now. I can imagine some of you are sitting there thinking, alright, well, who would their rep be then? Well, I'd have to say Lloyd Irving from the Tales of series. His Mii outfit was already in 4, but nowhere to be seen here, and there's no sign of any spirits from his series whatsoever. Plus, the Tales of series in general is one of the most popular JRPGs, and it just kind of fits with Smash. In terms of a moveset, he would have a unique and unorthodox playstyle with the fact that he dual-wields swords. And for those curious, Super Smash Flash 2 already has a good idea for how he would function. For a lot of people, this just seems like it's been a long time coming, and it just makes sense. Before we close off, here is a quick rundown of all the characters that I had thought about, but ultimately decided I didn't really think they were nearly as likely as the ones I mentioned here, so here's the honorable mentions. Alright, that wraps up this trilogy of speculation videos, which will have its own playlist now, by the way. Just letting you know. It's funny to think that the last time I uploaded one of these was before K. Rool, the Belmonts, Dark Samus, and Chrom were announced. Hell, the original video is almost a year old. Time flies, huh? I intended to follow those up sooner if this speculation roster is any indication, but the speculation scene was so aggressive about leaks that I decided to just kinda pass. Plus, I didn't want a legitimate leak to come out and spoil anything for me. Regardless, this has been a lot of fun looking into what possible characters we could end up getting as the months have progressed. With all that out of the way, I've really covered just about everything I can feasibly talk about in terms of speculation, you know, without milking the subject dry. So all that's left to say is Goldenbrawler out.